What is up, Division 2 agents? Welcome back to the channel. It's D Werewolf Gaming back with another Division 2 video. Alright, I hope everyone has been doing well and staying safe. Today, guys, I got a very fun build to showcase. This build is, I made it particularly for the global event that's currently taking place right now in Division 2. And if you're new to this game, guys, the name of the event is called a Reanimated event. And basically what occurs is that if you do not shoot these enemies in the head, they will get back up. And so, that's the main goal is to basically go for those headshot kills. Being said, your weapon damage is amplified, so you will be doing a good bit of damage, guys, no matter what type of build you run. I know a lot of videos using one-shot builds, but this video today, guys, I wanted to show you that you do not have to use one-shot builds to still have a good time with this particular event. And let me go ahead and say this real quick, guys. Basically, when you get those headshot kills, the enemy's heads will basically pop and it will release this green cloud of corrosive. And basically, guys, those enemies within that substance, even if you if they walk within it and you did not get a headshot kill, it will still take them back out. Also, that green cloud will heal you as well. All right, currently there are 2 events going on right now. The Kennedy College event is going on as well. You have 5 days, 16 hours left as me recording this video. And keep in mind, you do not have to actually go to the Kennedy College to be able to get the experience points that you can get from this event. You get it just by playing anywhere within the game. All right, so the Reanimated event, again, guys, basically the main goal is basically just get those headshot kills to keep those enemies from getting back up. And again, you have, as of me recording this, you have 5 days, 16 hours to play this event. And of course, those headshot builds do shine, but basically any build that you run on this particular setup, guys, as long as you get no headshot kills, you will have amplified damage and take these enemies out pretty fast. All right, so let's look at the build I did decide to go with. And now I did choose the Bighorn assault rifle, but guys, you do not have to use this gun if you don't have it. Any gun you prefer would have worked. The headshot damage on this weapon is right at 208%, which is great, guys. That's one reason why I did use it. Expertise of 30% weapon damage, and it's fully maxed out with the third attribute being 10% damage to target out of cover. You can reroll that third attribute if you do not have it, guys. All right, the talent that comes on this gun is called Big Game Hunter. When scope, it switches to a semi-automatic firing mode, which deals 450% weapon damage with each shot. All right, basically, guys, when not scope, the headshots grant 6% headshot damage. This stacks up to 25 times, so that's a total 150% increase in headshot damage. Once that full stacks, 10 stacks decay every 4 seconds until all stacks have been removed, but you can delay the decaying of the stacks by continuously getting those headshots. The mods that come with this gun is 40% increase in headshot damage, 20% reload speed, 20% in accuracy, and 20% stability. You cannot change the mods. For the secondary, did not matter. I did have the rock and roll ACS 12 shotgun. And the main thing about this gun is the talent is called Perfectly Extra. You do have a boosted magazine size of 50%, but use have a secondary weapon you prefer. The mods I did have was a 10% critical hit chance and a 5% critical hit damage and a 5% critical hit chance mod. All right, did have the harvester pit equipped as well. Did use the orbit pistol some too, but as you can see, it comes with pistol damage and damage to target out of cover, and I did have determined on it, but didn't really use it much in the gameplay. All right, so guys, I did go with the Striker's set, Striker's battle gear set, and basically 2 pieces give you increase in weapon handling of 15%. 3 pieces gives you plus 15% increase in rate of fire. When you have on 4 pieces, you get Striker's Gamma, and this weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. 1 stack is lost per second between 0 and 50 stacks. 2 stacks are lost per second between 50 and 100 stacks. All right, I did have the core attribute being an armor core, with the middle attributes being 2 10% headshot damage attributes. All right, for the chest piece, guys, it is 1 piece of the Hasberg guard set, and when you have on 1 piece, you get 13% increase in headshot damage. This is the name version called the Cherish. And the core attribute, it did have an armor core of 170k. With the middle attributes, guys, did have 2 headshot damage attributes to 10% with a 12% critical hit damage attribute as well. The talent is what's special about this chest piece. It's called Perfect Trauma. Basically, you apply blind to enemies hit in the head. It does have a cooldown in 20 seconds, and you also apply bleed to enemies hit in the chest. This does have a cooldown in 20 seconds. I felt this chest piece would work great in this particular global event. But guys, what whichever talent you prefer. You could have went with unbreakable talent if you did not want to use this, or any talent that you would prefer, guys. I just wanted to use this particular chess piece. It is one I don't hardly ever use, and I thought this would have been the perfect event to use this talent. All right, so I did have the Striker's Host on as well, and I did have a Weapon Core attribute with headshot attribute as well. And for the knee pads as well, did have an Armor Core with a 10% headshot attribute as well. All right, and for the gloves, it is the fourth piece of the Striker set. Did have a Weapon Core attribute with another 10% headshot damage attribute as well. One of the primary reasons I did use the Striker set, guys, because it gives you that little extra boost of damage whenever you're not getting those headshots. All right, for the backpack, I did choose the Memento backpack, primarily because it gives you 3 cores, guys. It gives you weapon, armor core, and a skill tier. I did have an expertise of 12%, with the attribute I used was the 10% headshot damage. All right, the talent on this gun, on this backpack is called Kill Confirmed. Enemies you kill drop a trophy on death. Collecting trophies provides both a short and long-term buff. The first is which scales with the number of cores equipped. Guys, for every red core, you're getting 5% increase in weapon damage. Every blue, you're getting 10% bonus armor. And yellow, you're getting 5% skill efficiency. For every trophy collect, you gain an additional plus 1% weapon damage and skill efficiency, and plus 0.1% armor regen. When you have all 30 stacks, you're getting 30% skill efficiency and bonus weapon damage, and also 3% armor regen. Overall, great backpack, guys. You could have used other backpacks as well. If you did not have the Memento backpack, the talent I would recommend is Vigilance to get that increase in weapon damage by 25%. But keep in mind, whenever you do lose the Vigilance, you will lose that bonus when you take damage. And I would recommend the Hasberg backpack as well, so you can get that 13% increase in headshot damage. But ultimately, use whichever work best for you guys. These is just some of my recommendations. You never have to use whatever I'm using. You could have even went with the Providence backpack as well, because you will have that 13% increase in headshot damage as well. If you don't have the name version, as you can see here, guys, this is the version that's not named. And the only difference between the name version, which is called a gift, is that the duration of how fast you get the talent back is shorter by 1 second. No modifiers, guys, because you cannot have the modifiers during the global event. All right, let's take a look at the weapon stats. As you can see, critical hit chance only 10% with 57% critical hit damage. But the primary goal we was going for in this build was that headshot damage. And as you can see, 208% headshot damage with the Bighorn assault rifle. And like I said, guys, you do not have to use the Bighorn. You can use any other weapon you prefer. Because this global event does amplify those headshot damage. All right, the armor did have 1,491,289 with 149,129 armor back on the kill. Now that armor regen shows 0%, but keep in mind, when you do have the stacks from the Memento backpack, you will have the armor regen on this build as well. All right, for the skills, guys, did use the Crusader's shield, and as you can see, this shield does scale with the number of blue and yellow cores you have, so that's why I got a tier 5 right now overall. But usually that was skills work best for you, in your gameplay. I do like to have the shield, guys, to be able to get a little bit more protection. On this particular the build, guys, I did go with the Banshee shield pulse, and the Banshee pulse launches a forward arc of pulse energy that disorients enemies, and it also penetrates through cover as well. But use whichever skills you prefer. All right, so let's take a look at the class specialization. We did go with the Gunner specialization, and like I said, use whatever class specialization you prefer as well. But every third reload is 50% faster, and killing an enemy grants 10% armor. That's just amazing as well. And you will have access to the Banshee Pulse. It is only available in the Gunner class specialization. All right, so you generate 10% of your ammo capacity every 60 seconds, and party members receive 5% of that. And also, the rate of fire is increased by 5% on kills for 5 seconds. One last thing, guys, is don't forget to equip the correct weapon element that whatever weapon you're using, so you get your bonus in 15% in weapon damage. All right, guys, if you like the build, let's give it a thumbs up. Thank you for your value, time, and continued support as always. Really appreciate each and every one of you, especially those who always have something positive to say. All right, stick around. Got a little bit more gameplay just to show you how this build works. And overall, guys, really enjoy this build. Like I said, a lot of gamers, some of them, they don't like playing this global event because they think they have to use those one-shot shot builds, but you do not, guys. This build works great. Really enjoy using it. And again, I did use the Bighorn assault rifle because this gun is amplified and buffed up for headshot damage. but you can use whichever AR gun or SMG, whatever gun you prefer. The main goal is to just get those headshot kills so the enemies do not get back up. Now, one thing I do want to mention, I do generally prefer running the striker drone on my builds. And one reason, guys, I think I've never told you this before, is the striker drones, whenever you can't find those enemies, it does locate those enemies for you to make it a lot easier, because I often do run the mod, the Fog of War modifier, and what it does is it disables those locations of the enemies on your mini map. So whenever I do have that's one reason I do like using the drone, because it locates those enemies for me. As you see in the gameplay, there will be times where I cannot find where those enemies are hiding, and I could have used the pulse as well, but I generally like using things that give me a little bit of aggro or draw, basically, or does a little bit of damage. And for example, the Banshee Pulse is good. It does disorient those enemies, but it does not locate those enemies unless they're pretty close to you whenever you do use the Banshee Pulse. All right, guys, hope you enjoy the gameplay. If you do, don't forget to give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Turn on the notification bell so you do know whenever I drop videos. It does not cost a thing, guys, and it does help the YouTube algorithm. Whenever you do, give me a thumbs up whenever you do like the content. Appreciate each and every one of you. D-Werewolf out.
Contamination level lethal. What the hell? You must have a lab nearby. Make sure you put it out of operation.
Put this armor on. You are going down.
Sending a team.
Gonna kill you.
Exiting contaminated area. His unit is out of action, and you've crippled TrueSense chemical warfare efforts. Also, Kelso just reported in to confirm the survivors from the Castle settlement have safely reached the rooftop settlement. No one knows what happened to them, but